Let's give this a watch. Season of Discovery, what's next? Came out 19 minutes ago. What is next?
Season of Discovery is a project that I feel like every game developer dreams of being able to work on one day. Being able to take their favorite game and add something to it and change it up in interesting ways.
We set out to do something bold and different when we announced Season of Discovery at BlizzCon in 2023, and the journey that we've been on with you has been amazing.
It was late in 2022 where we really started brainstorming as a team on what were we going to do after Season of Mastery. So we came up with some crazy ideas. Was it going to be a survival version of vanilla World of Warcraft? Were we going to add new classes or new specializations? But ultimately, what we saw that people were really most passionate about, they wanted more content in vanilla World of Warcraft. They wanted to have the meta disrupted so that leveling was more interesting and not predetermined by existing guides. So throughout 2023, we continued to work on building our rune system out where people could find awesome new power-ups and apply them to their gear and play their class in a lot of different ways.
When we embarked on the journey of making Season of Discovery, a big focus with the runes was to make sure that people felt like they were playing a complete class in a vanilla WoW setting. So we've essentially taken a base that has 4 healing specializations and upped it to about 6. We've taken a base that has 1.5 really effective tanks to 6. And we've taken a base that has 12 DPS specializations and increased it to at least 20.
It's nice to see him in this video, actually.
Very closely
He's been behind the scenes a lot.
Which is one of the major goals, is that you shouldn't feel that bad playing a class that isn't the best one in the game, and there should be at least some option available to you to perform.
We were getting the Black Fathom Deeps ready, and then we heard that we were going to be able to be a part of the announcement at BlizzCon and be up on stage next to Holly and Metzen, where after they announced the World Soul Saga, and we get to announce Season of Discovery, which was incredibly humbling and exciting at the same time. What we were announcing seemed a little crazy at the time. Mages that can heal, rogues that can tank, the level capped at 25. I'm doing a 10-man raid.
That was so unexpected.
Deeps. What exactly is going on? And honestly, the more exciting thing was actually seeing people get into the demo station and all the demo stations being occupied nonstop. And it was a surreal experience seeing like, okay, we might have something interesting here. People are pretty excited.
And with Season of Discovery, we've been able to bring content that has long been hinted at or unfinished back from the original development of the game to light and to players for the first time, including the Karazhan Crypts dungeon.
It's kind of this storied, legendary part of World of Warcraft.
There was a lot of history with this place. It was an immense weight to try and tackle something of this magnitude.
And there's so many people working on SoD.
Yeah,
That's like 7 people so far.
Not just for the players actually experiencing the place and going through the darkness, but us actually designing something of this magnitude was very daunting. A lot of the times when we were doing stuff is we're looking at what contemporary things are doing, and which is how WoW was built originally, is looking at what is in the present. And we were like, well, we should try to go back to the past and see how they were doing things and kind of keep those themes rolling forward. And
good thing is when someone says, wouldn't it be cool if we just do it?
What are they going to announce?
So
is there an announcement here? Or?
Is I focus on the items, creating them, statting them, naming them. I've just made items that I wish were in the game when I played it back in 2004. So when making items, I always want to make things that are fun, zany, but I also want to make things that
the brains here
really
on the
viable.
items then.
So I have a bunch of things like the Whimsical World Warper that takes you to 33 different locations in Azeroth.
That's a fun
item. I
item.
have the Gift of Gob that helps people transform into a goblin. You could use it on pets. You could use it on your allies. You give people a little more freedom. And then we have other items like Viscera, which is like a badass sword that can knock people back.
What the hell is that?
That turns you into a big boulder and lets you roll into people.
What?
And we also have things like
are these in the game
cannon,
now?
which I don't know what its purpose is, but it serves some kind of purpose.
It was a whole lot of experimentation. There was a whole lot of let's just
that
throw
meteor
something at the
thing
wall
is
and see what
insane,
happens.
no?
And we just kept iterating. Eventually, we found a good working formula for it, and we got some pretty cool things.
Obviously, the darkness mechanic is the big thing in the Karazhan Crypts, kind of the big point of difference. That was born of this desire to keep up the discovery, the nature of Season of Discovery. And the Crypts is unique because people had explored the place already. People knew the layout, people knew what was in there. To make it surprising and make it feel like people were discovering stuff, we introduced this light and dark thing. We weren't sure how it was going to be received. I remember reading one comment about someone saying their hearts sunk when they realized they couldn't see their teammates outside of the light radius. So that's the emotional texture that we wanted.
We wanted to really hammer home the fact that it is darkness. Like, you are in a place that is.
I think Karazhan Crypts is pretty cool.
Light.
Originally, the characters would hold a torch in their hands.
I'm a fan of like it being different than every other dungeon, you know, with the darkness theme.
Super annoying.
You wouldn't want every dungeon to be like this. It would be annoying, but one dungeon being this way is cool.
All these horrible monsters. We tried to make this
like that first round we did.
I spent maybe 2 days on that.
No one knowing what to do.
We ended up adding a lot of very cute touches to the crypts. I'm not even sure players noticed. We have things like we have cockroaches that will scatter when the light touches them, for example. I haven't seen any posts about that yet.
Those are just for us, you know? When I go in on live and I see it, I'm like, that's right.
That's us. That's
for
us.
me.
Those are our cockroaches. Yeah. We had the mimics, the chests you open are sometimes mimics and they'll eat you. And I don't know if anyone's discovered this. I'm going to spoil it. If they kill you, they will actually spit you out as a hunk of meat.
Yeah, it's like viscera comes out.
It's actually, it's pretty gross. Yeah. Look out for that next time you die in the crypt.
Yeah,
the
just
original
die in
plan
the
for
chest.
the opera event, we had some very funny ideas to start, like the goblins picking each other up to swing at players.
They would pick each other up and they would become this increasingly long goblin sword.
Goblin sword, yeah.
We will use that, yeah. Yeah, cut this. Someone will pick up someone and use them as a weapon. That's a guarantee. You can quote us on that. I think that philosophy of experimentation is really at the heart of Season of Discovery and whatever comes next for Classic.
It is definitely at the heart of Scarlet Enclave. We are experimenting a lot in that place.
So for Phase 8, a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. The Scarlet Enclave raids, certainly the Ashbringer questline that's related to it, the stories and the quests that are associated with it as well. It's actually originally intended to be a lot smaller of an experience, but when we saw the response to the Karazhan Crypts dungeon, the attunement questline associated with that, and some of the continuations of the narratives that we had set up earlier in Season of Discovery, it actually really encouraged us to go even bigger with the Scarlet Enclave raid. What started off as a small 5-boss dungeon suddenly grew to a full 8-boss raid.
This is exactly what I thought as well. It's like, I feel like when they showed the timeline before, it ended at Phase 7. So they didn't have really much plans, but I think the reception, like he's saying, was good with Phase 7. So they added more in Phase 8. It's like, oh, there's actually still a lot of interest. Let's just put more effort in this, right? The question is, will they go beyond Phase 8? I don't know if they're going to say anything here, but...
Which we think really delivers on the promise.
I guess based on how Phase 8 goes, maybe it'd be the same logic.
Really over the course of their entire Season of Discovery journey.
That's probably what they're gonna do. It's like, oh, if like there's not that much interest, they just
creating
stop, right?
the corrupted Ashbringer as a legendary.
Which is part of the play.
Legendaries deserve a lot of respect. Players are going to want them to be iconic, and making something like the Ashbringer, which is a weapon of legend, even in real life to some degree, you want that to be evocative of what it feels like to be the Ashbringer when you wield it. I had 3 big things I had in mind when making it, and the first one was I wanted to make sure that it kept the lifesteal proc of the original corrupted Ashbringer. The second one is I wanted to make sure that that proc was more effective and still good, but also scaled up a little bit, a little more beef to it. And the third thing I wanted to do is I wanted to make the weapon feel like when it procs, it's evocative of the Ashbringer is now on the battlefield. The Ashbringer has emerged and is turning the tides of battle. The Ashbringer, in my mind, is a weapon that overcomes insurmountable odds. The more you're ganged up on, the more powerful the Ashbringer is.
We're gonna get this weapon, chat. We got 2 characters on hard reserve on this, baby.
The more it will destroy your enemies, too.
Who's gonna get it
first,
though?
One thing we get asked a lot about the end of Season of Discovery
Who's
is what
gonna
will
get
happen
it
to my
first?
characters.
Paladin
we
or
don't
Warrior?
really consider Season of Discovery to have an end, and we have no plans whatsoever to shut down the servers. We want to make sure that everyone has
Should I
access
level
to
a hunter
characters
to
and
get
the
a
achievements
hunter
they've
too?
made for years to come. Our team has some really amazing things planned, and we really can't wait for you to see what else we're working on. Until then, thank you so much for playing Season of Discovery with us.
Damn, they didn't say shit about anything after. Or did I not listen? Like, did they say anything at the very end? I don't think so. Wait, did they? Bro, I was too busy fucking yapping. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to re-listen again.
Our team has some really amazing things planned, and we really can't wait for you to see what else we're working on. Until then, thank you so much for playing Season of Discovery.
That's good.
With us.
Wait, what? That's good. He said they're working on things. Now, that could mean Classic Plus, not SoD, but that's a W, though. I think that's good news. People are gonna be happy about this. Yeah, he said they're working on things, guys. They're working on things. I'm happy to finally see a video about SoD. I feel like it's been so weird. Like, what's going on? Like, you know, they kind of hinted at something happening. And dude, honestly, I'm happy just seeing Zyrene, bro. I used to raid with that guy in Classic. He's really cool. He used to be like a League of Legends. What do you call him? Casters? Casters, right? But he's been like grinding with the Classic team for a while. I swear, that's the first time I've seen him. He looks good, man. W Zyrene. That's a good video. Like for me at least, like seeing a bit of the devs, they seem, you know, they look like they're like Agrin looks better. I feel like the last time I've seen Agrin, it looked like he aged like 20 years. Like no joke. I think a lot of people were, including myself, putting a lot of pressure on Agrin, you know, and maybe that kind of stressed him out a bit. That happens, but it looks like he's you know, I'm just saying, like that happens, right? Like, that's happening right now with PoE 2, bro. Have you fucking seen Jonathan in PoE 2? My god, that interview. Fucking pressure. You got a lot of pressure, like, as a dev. Like, I mean, people always talking shit or whatever. Like, it's not nice, right? But I'm happy to see, you know, all the devs and shit. There's at least 7 people working on SoD. Where's the women, by the way? Yo, what's up? I was gonna say it mid-video. Where's the women? There were at least 2 women working on SoD all the time. Nora Valletta, who's like... I don't know if she's Maltese or not, but Valletta's like a Maltese surname. Yeah, Nora's cool. And who was the other one? I forgot her name. There's 2. There were always 2 that were shown with SoD. Like Nora and then the other one. They got fired. I don't think they got fired. They had a pretty... I mean, maybe. Maybe they left the company. They probably did. Like, I want to say... Like... Yeah. Like... Yeah. Whatever. It doesn't matter, but like I'm just saying, like it's like normally you would see them in the SoD videos. You know, they were there since the very beginning, and I just noticed they were not there. Guys, I don't know, maybe I'm being a shill here, but I think that's a good video. Like, even though they didn't go into any details with the future plans, but they indicated that future plans, like it's not like 100% concrete, right? Still, but I'm just happy seeing Zyrene, bro. I'm just saying it. I like Zyrene.
Yeah,
it was very nice to me in Classic, and I just hadn't seen them in one of those videos yet.
Really cool story and yapping session.
Alright, that's it. I'm praising Zyrene. Okay. 7 devs for 70 active players in SoD seems a bit much, not gonna lie. Why the fuck are you idiots listing true silver ore on the auction house for 1.5 silver less than what it vendors for? Are you demented?